Okay, so you're getting married. Congrats. Like most brides-to-be, you're probably about to embark on the epic quest for the perfect wedding dress.
A journey filled with anticipation and excitement, and maybe a little bit of stress too.
Exactly, but don't worry. We're here to help navigate this exciting world.
Yeah.
We've got some great advice from Darianna Bridal, their guide. The 10 questions to ask during your wedding dress appointment is a total game changer. It's like having a personal stylist right in your pocket, ready to help find that dream dress.
It's all about asking the right questions
Yeah.
to ensure you end up with a gown that not only looks stunning, but also feels amazing and
Right.
reflects your unique personality.
I love that. So let's dive into this journey, starting from the very beginning, the design and creation of a wedding dress.
Okay.
Did you know that the history of wedding dresses is actually quite fascinating?
Oh, absolutely. For centuries, wedding dresses have been so much more than just clothing.
Wow.
They've been symbols of status, tradition, and cultural values.
Wow.
In ancient Rome, brides wore brightly colored tunics to represent joy and festivity. During the Middle Ages, luxurious fabrics and elaborate embellishments were a way for families to display their wealth and social standing.
Wow, I never knew that. It's amazing how fashion can reflect so much about a particular time period.
It is.
So how did we get from those ancient styles to the white gowns we typically associate with weddings today?
Well, white wasn't always the go-to color for brides.
Okay.
In fact, it didn't become popular until the 19th century,
Oh, wow.
largely thanks to Queen Victoria.
Oh.
When she chose a white satin gown for her wedding to Prince Albert in 1840, she set a trend that has endured for generations.
So Queen Victoria was a trendsetter even back then. But why white? Was there a symbolic meaning behind it?
Absolutely. Back then, white symbolized purity, innocence, and a fresh start.
Okay.
It also served as a visual representation of wealth because a white dress could easily show dirt and stains, implying that the bride didn't need to engage in manual labor.
That makes so much sense. It's interesting how the meaning of a color can evolve over time.
Right.
So once we have a bit of historical context, where does the modern bride-to-be even begin? There are so many styles to choose from.
It can definitely feel overwhelming,
Yeah.
but that's where understanding silhouettes comes in.
Oh, okay.
This is really step one in narrowing down your choices.
Okay, let's unpack this.
Okay.
What are some of the key silhouettes a bride should be aware of?
Well, there are a few classic shapes that flatter a wide range of body types.
Okay.
The A-line, for instance, is universally flattering because it's fitted at the top and gradually widens from the waist, creating a beautiful, balanced look.
Mm-hmm.
It's named after the way it resembles the capital letter A.
So it's like the little black dress of wedding gowns.
You could say that. It's a timeless and elegant option.
Yeah.
Then you have the ball gown, which is a fairy tale dream come true.
Oh.
It features a fitted bodice and a full, voluminous skirt.
Okay.
That's perfect for brides who want to make a grand entrance.
I can already picture twirling in one of those.
Exactly. Now, if you're looking for something a bit more streamlined and modern, the sheath silhouette might be for you.
Okay.
It hugs the body's curves from head to toe, creating a sleek and sophisticated look.
Okay.
This one's especially flattering on brides who want to showcase their figure.
So it's all about choosing a silhouette that complements your body type and personal style.
Yes.
Now, once you've nailed down the basic shape, let's talk fabrics.
Okay.
This is where things get really interesting.
Oh, absolutely. The fabric can dramatically impact the look and feel of a gown. You have to think about the texture, the drape, and how it moves.
Yeah,
And of course, you want to choose a fabric that's appropriate for your wedding season and location.
right. You wouldn't want to be sweating in a heavy satin gown in the middle of summer.
Exactly. For a summer wedding, lighter fabrics like chiffon or organza are perfect.
Okay.
They're airy, breathable, and flow beautifully in the breeze.
Yeah.
And they often have a delicate, romantic feel.
And what about winter weddings?
For winter, you might opt for something richer and more luxurious like velvet or brocade.
Oh.
These fabrics have a beautiful weight and texture, and they can add a touch of drama and sophistication to your look.
So many choices. And I imagine each fabric photographs differently too.
Yeah,
Eh?
you're exactly right.
Okay.
Silk, for instance, can have this luminous quality in photos,
Uh-huh.
while lace often looks incredibly detailed and intricate.
That's a great point. So you really have to think about all these elements, silhouette, fabric, and how they'll all work together to create the overall look you're going for.
It's like putting together a beautiful puzzle.
Speaking of which, let's talk about those little details that can really personalize a gown.
Okay.
Customization.
Now we're getting to the fun part.
I know. So what are some ways a bride can add her own personal touch to a dress? Like if I wanted to add sleeves or change the neckline, is that possible?
Many designers and boutiques offer customization options. You might be able to add a sleeve, change a neckline, add embellishments, or even combine elements from different gowns to create something truly unique.
So it's not just about picking a dress off the rack.
Nope.
You can really create something that feels uniquely you.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But here's a key tip. Not every dress can be customized.
Okay.
It depends on the construction, the designer's policies, and the boutique's capabilities.
Yeah.
So if you have your heart set on specific alterations, it's crucial to ask about customization options early on.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
You don't want to fall in love with the dress only to find out later that it can't be altered the way you envisioned.
Right.
And while we're on the topic of personalizing the look, let's talk accessories, veils, headpieces, belts, all that fun stuff.
Accessories are the icing on the cake. They can complete your bridal look and add that extra touch of style.
I imagine they can also help tie the whole look together if you're going for a specific theme or vibe.
Absolutely. Don't be shy about trying on different accessories with the dresses you're considering.
Oh.
It's amazing how a simple belt or headpiece can transform a gown.
Okay, so imagine this. You, in the perfect dress, perfectly accessorized, walking down the aisle. Truly picture perfect.
That's the dream. But before we get too swept away in the fairy tale, we need to talk about some of those nitty-gritty details that are important to consider.
You mean like undergarments? I've heard those can make or break how a dress fits.
They absolutely can. The right undergarments can provide support, smooth out lines, and ensure the gown hangs properly.
So what should a bride do? Just wear whatever she feels most comfortable in?
Not necessarily.
Oh,
It's best to ask the stylist at the boutique for their recommendations.
okay.
They'll have a keen eye and can help you choose undergarments that work best with the specific dresses you're trying on.
Okay, undergarments check. What other nitty-gritty details should we be thinking about?
Well, this is where we get into the practical side of things. Payments and budgets.
Okay.
Wedding dresses can be a significant investment, so it's important to have a budget in mind and ask about payment options.
Right, and some boutiques might offer flexible payment plans or financing options.
Exactly. They might also have trunk shows or sample sales, which are great opportunities to find designer dresses at a discounted price.
Ooh, I love a good deal. So what exactly are trunk shows and sample sales? Fill me in.
A trunk show is a special event where a designer brings their latest collection to a particular boutique.
Okay.
It's a chance to see a wider range of gowns, meet the designer sometimes, and often snag a discount.
Wow.
Sample sales are when a boutique sells off their sample gowns, which are the dresses used for try-ons in the store. They're usually sold at a significant discount, but they might have some wear and tear from being tried on.
So it's worth asking about upcoming trunk shows or sample sales if you're looking for a deal or want to see a wider selection of gowns.
Absolutely. Now, another important thing to consider is alterations.
Ah, yes, alterations, the unsung heroes of a perfect fit.
Yes.
What should we know about this process?
First, you need to understand how the boutique handles alterations. Some have in-house seamstresses who work for the store and have set pricing. Others recommend independent seamstresses who set their own rates.
Okay.
This can make a big difference in the overall cost.
So I need to factor in the cost of alterations when I'm thinking about my budget.
Precisely. And speaking of timelines, remember that ordering your dress can take months, and alterations can take several weeks or even months depending on the complexity.
So don't wait until the last minute.
Exactly. Ask about the lead time for both ordering and alterations to make sure you have a clear understanding of the timeline.
Okay.
And speaking of timelines, we should also touch on return policies.
Okay.
It's always a good idea to ask upfront about the boutique's policy, just in case.
Right, because what if you change your mind or something unexpected happens?
Many dresses are special orders and cannot be returned, so it's important to be aware of the boutique's policy before you commit to a purchase.
Noted. Okay, we've covered so much ground already. Silhouettes, fabrics, customization, accessories, undergarments, payments, alterations, and return policies. I feel like I need to take notes.
It's a lot to take in. But remember, it's all about finding the dress that makes you feel incredible.
That's the most important thing of all. But with all this information and after trying on what feels like a million dresses, how is a bride supposed to remember everything? My brain would be fried.
That's where documentation comes in. Photos are your friend.
Oh, right. But can you even take photos in bridal boutiques?
Some boutiques have restrictions, so it's always best to ask about their policy before you start snapping away.
Okay.
But if photos are allowed, definitely take advantage.
Because then you can compare dresses later, get opinions from friends and family, and relive the fun of the experience.
Exactly.
This has been so helpful, but I'm curious, is there anything else a bride should consider when embarking on this dress shopping journey?
Well, yes. And this is something I think a lot of brides don't realize until they're in the thick of it.
Okay, I'm intrigued. Tell me more.
It's not just about finding the right dress.
Okay, that sounds deep.
It is. It's also about finding the right shopping experience. Think about the overall vibe you're looking for.
Okay.
Do you want something relaxed and fun, or something more luxe and exclusive?
I see what you mean. The atmosphere of the boutique can really impact your mood and how you feel about the dresses.
Exactly. Some boutiques are very laid back, while others are more formal and appointment only.
Okay.
Considering the kind of experience you want can help you narrow down your choices and pick the right boutique for you.
So it's not just about the dress itself.
Right.
It's about the whole experience, the ambiance, the service, and the people you're with.
Precisely.
And speaking of the people you're with, who should you bring along for this adventure?
That's a great question. While it can be tempting to invite your entire squad, it's often best to keep your entourage small and intimate.
Okay.
Choose a few trusted friends or family members whose opinions you value
Yeah,
and who will provide honest and supportive feedback.
that makes sense. Too many opinions can sometimes be overwhelming.
Exactly. And remember, this is your journey. Don't let anyone pressure you into a dress that doesn't feel right.
Yeah.
Trust your instincts and go with what makes you feel beautiful and confident.
Such great advice. It's so easy to get caught up in what other people think, but ultimately it's your day and you should feel amazing in your dress.
Absolutely. And speaking of feeling amazing, there's another aspect of dress shopping that we haven't touched on yet, the emotional side of things.
Woo! I'm intrigued.
Tell me more.
Yeah, tell me more.
Finding your wedding dress is often a very emotional experience.
Okay.
It's a tangible representation of your dreams and hopes for the future.
Right.
And it can bring up a lot of feelings, both positive and maybe a little challenging.
I can see that. It's a big moment.
It is. And it's important to be prepared for those emotions.
Okay.
You might feel overwhelmed by the sheer number of choices,
Yeah.
or you might feel pressure to find the one right away.
Yeah.
You might even shed a few tears, and that's perfectly okay.
So it's totally normal to feel all the feels during this process.
Absolutely. Don't be afraid to embrace those emotions. And if you start to feel overwhelmed, take a deep breath, step back, and remember what truly matters, finding a dress that makes you happy.
And that brings us to the heart of the matter, those 10 powerful questions Darianna Bridal recommends asking during your dress appointments. These questions can help you gather all the information you need to make informed decisions and ensure you end up with a gown that's perfect for you.
Let's empower our listeners with this knowledge so they can walk into those boutiques feeling confident and prepared.
I love it. Okay, hit me with question number 1.
Question number 1, and this is crucial, what silhouette will flatter my body type?
You want a dress that highlights your best features and makes you feel confident and beautiful. So knowing which silhouettes work best for your shape is key.
Exactly. Now, question number 2 focuses on comfort and practicality. What fabrics work best for my wedding season and location?
Because no one wants to be melting in a heavy gown on a hot day or shivering in a flimsy dress in the middle of winter.
Right. And as we talked about earlier, different fabrics photograph differently, so that's something to consider as well.
Okay, on to question number 3. Can I customize this dress?
Because who doesn't love a little personalization? Adding a sleeve, changing a neckline, or embellishing the bodice can really make a gown feel uniquely yours.
And as we discussed, it's important to ask about customization options early on because not all dresses can be altered in the same way.
Excellent point. Now, question number 4 is all about the finishing touches. What accessories complement this dress?
Think veils, headpieces, belts, those little details that can elevate your look and tie everything together.
And the stylist at the boutique can be a great resource for suggesting accessories that work well with the dresses you're trying on.
I bet they have a keen eye for those things. Okay, question number 5. What undergarments are recommended for this dress?
This is often overlooked, but the right undergarments can make a huge difference in how a dress fits and looks. The stylist can help you choose the best options for each gown.
Makes sense. Okay, on to the financial side of things. Question number 6, is there a payment plan or financing options available?
Weddings can be expensive, so it's smart to ask about payment flexibility up front.
And you might be surprised by the options they offer. All right, question number 7, how are alterations scheduled and who does them?
Get the details on timelines and costs up front so there are no surprises later on.
Good advice. Okay, question number 8. What is the lead time for ordering and alterations?
This is crucial for planning purposes.
Yeah.
You don't want to be stressing about your dress arriving on
All
time.
right. It's always best to plan ahead.
Huh?
Okay, question number 9, and I know this isn't always fun to think about, but what is the cancellation or return policy?
It's always good to know the rules of the game, just in case.
And finally, question number 10, can I take photos of the dresses?
So you can relive the magic and get feedback from loved ones.
And avoid that post-appointment dress amnesia.
Exactly. There you have it, 10 powerful questions to help you navigate your dress appointments with confidence and clarity.
This is such a fantastic resource. I wish I had known these questions when I was dress shopping. It would have saved me a lot of stress and second guessing.
I'm sure it would have, but even if you've already started your dress journey, it's never too late to ask these questions. Knowledge is power, especially when it comes to finding your dream dress.
So true. And remember, this entire process is about finding a dress that makes you feel incredible. It's about celebrating your unique style and embracing the joy and excitement of this special time.
Absolutely. It's a journey of self-discovery and a chance to express your individuality.
And it should be fun. Don't get so caught up in the details that you forget to enjoy the experience.
Excellent point. Surround yourself with people who support you, trust your instincts, and most importantly, have fun.
This deep dive has been so insightful. I feel like we've covered everything from the history of wedding dresses to the nitty-gritty details of shopping for one.
Yeah, we've tried to equip you with the knowledge and confidence to navigate this exciting process.
And speaking of confidence, I think it's important to remember that there is no right or wrong when it comes to choosing a wedding dress.
I completely agree. It's all about finding what feels right for you.
Exactly. It's your day, your style, your choice. And ultimately, the most important thing is that you feel beautiful and confident on your wedding day.
And that you feel like the best version of yourself.
Perfectly said. Now, before we wrap up, I have one final thought to leave you with. We've talked a lot about the dress itself, the silhouette, the fabric, the fit. But what about the story behind the dress?
Oh, I love that you brought that up. It's something we often overlook.
Every dress has a journey before it reaches the boutique. It's designed, it's crafted, it's handled with care, and then it becomes a part of your story.
It's like a blank canvas waiting for you to fill it with your memories and emotions.
Exactly. So as you're searching for your dream dress, take a moment to appreciate the craftsmanship, the artistry, and the journey that led it to you. And imagine the new chapter that dress will become a part of.
It's a beautiful way to think about it.
Well, on that note, we'll leave you to continue your wedding dress adventures. Good luck on your journey.
Happy shopping, everyone. We can't wait to hear all about it.